What's up, YouTube? PokePrimer here. Primer ready to deliver you week number 6 of our PRD. Week number 6 of PRD. I'm tired. It's early in the morning. Leave me be. This week we are taking on Tyler and the Wyoming Whimsicotts. We are currently, I believe, 3-2, if I remember correctly. Yeah, we're 3-2. So we're doing pretty good right now. We're doing all right, and hopefully we can keep up the good work. This week we are taking on a very terrifying team offensively in the Wyoming Whimsicotts, and you can see on the screen their team consists of G-Max Corviknight, Single Strike Urshifu, Galarian Darmanitan, Quagsire, Keldeo, Magnezone, Alolan Marowak, Slurpuff, Ditto, Whimsicott, Licky, and Durant. Now, a couple things to note. Obviously, the Ditto is always a problem. If it copies just the right mon at just the right time, it can pretty much sweep my team, which is no bueno, no bueno, no bueno. However, there are several instances where I've prepped myself in a way that an opposing Ditto cannot beat some of my mons. So 1v1. So it wouldn't even be like too stressful of a situation to try to deal with Ditto. Obviously I'll have to scout and see like what switch-ins and whatnot there are, but for the most part I don't foresee Ditto being too big of an issue. I have ways of dealing with it, so we're not stressing. However, if you look at those top 3, now on each team page, there's, stats and stuff listed for kills and deaths and whatnot. Now, of his entire team, there are only 3 Pokemon that he's brought to all 5 games. Tyler has brought G-Max Corviknight, Single Strike Urshifu, and Galarian Darmanitan to every single game this season. So, I would be remiss to think that he was going to not bring them here. So, very much expect Galarian Darmanitan, very much expect Urshifu, very, very much expect G-Max Corviknight. Which is fine, because those are ones I'd rather deal with. I don't want to deal with D-Max Durant personally. I'd really rather not. It's just kind of like, it's just one of those mons I don't particularly want to have to face directly. You know what I mean? I don't really want to have to fight it, if I don't have to. So, I definitely expect those 3 to come. Another mon and 2 other mons have come a lot, those being Keldeo and Whimsicott. They've both come 4 times. And Keldeo was actually his current kill leader, so I could very well see Keldeo coming in this match to try and take advantage of our rain against the rest of our team. So, with that in mind, a couple of other things I think could come. Quagsire, Magnezone, or Marowak as switch-ins to Tapu Koko. Specifically, Quagsire and Marowak, I feel like, are the most likely to be switch-ins to Koko. Ditto, I could always see showing up. It literally never has, like, a bad matchup. Licky, I don't think comes. I have, between things like Body Press, Regirock, and my Mienshao, pretty much just, I can beat Licky pretty easy. Excuse me. I think between Alolan Marowak and Quagsire, I think the one that's most likely to come is Quag, because Alolan Marowak just is fodder for Kyogre. Like, if something dies in front of Alolan Marowak, or if I get any momentum against Alolan Marowak, it just freely brings Kyogre in to get a kill. So, that's something I'm sure he's going to try to avoid by bringing the Quag. I think the most likely 6 are probably going to be the top 4 there, the G-Max Core, Urshifu, Darm, and Quag, as his most likely 6. Ditto, and possibly Whimsicott. I can see Whimsicott being brought for sure here. Those are my most likely 6, although if I saw something like a Magnezone, I wouldn't be surprised, but we will see how that goes. Anyways, we have, to start our team, we have Seaman the Kyogre with the Rindoberry, Subtoxic, Surf, Ice Beam. So I could see, if Ditto is there, I could see Ditto being a switch into this thing. And instead of running Thunder, which, by running Thunder, one, I can't OHKO myself with Thunder. I just can't, especially the spread. Even with Ditto's HP, I cannot OHKO myself with Thunder. So, I decided that I'm just going to make it so that I can't be KO'd at all. You can't do anything to me. Because, obviously, I resist the two offensive moves, and then, unless it's not a Scarf Ditto, it won't be able to utilize the Subtoxic against me. So, and it comes... And if it's not Scarf Ditto, then he just has to hope that he wins the first speed tie against me, so that, like, he gets a sub up, or he gets Toxic off before I get a sub up. So, it's really not that problematic of a situation in the long run. It's one that's kind of like, it could be annoying, but not the worst. And I have strong-ass mons to deal with Kyogre. Odds are he probably would try to Scarf himself into Toxic to hit me, which I do have a switch into Toxic for sure. So we'll see how that goes. But spread-wise, we have 184 HP, 4 defense, 220 in special attack with a modest nature, and 100 into speed. 100 in speed allows me to outpace Magnezone, max speed Magnezone. His team is like, speed tier-wise, it's kind of weird, because... like, he has, like, a decent amount of slower mons, but all of his faster mons are all faster than Kyogre, so I can't really invest anything there. So this is where, like, Subtoxic, Surf, Ice Beam, I can sub up on things like, I can sub on Marowak switching out, I can sub on Keldeo if it's locked into, like, a Scald or something. I can sub on Quag. I can sub on Ditto coming in. Stuff like that. And then I can fire off some big damage or Toxic something and then really, really mess him up. That's kind of the goal there. So hopefully that pans out nicely. Kyogre finally got to do some work last week, so hopefully this week will be the same and Kyogre will be able to mess some people up. Because I love when Kyogre messes people up. That's our Kyogre. Next, we move on to Suzaku, the Tapu Koko, and this set's a little bit risky this week, because obviously he does have a really good resist in Magnezone, and really good resist in Magnezone and Whimsicott, and then he has really good immunities in Marowak and Quagsire. However, I do gotta pick the speed up on this one. What he does have at the same time is a lot of mons that don't appreciate this mon. We have 212 speed. This allows us to outspeed Durant and anything slower. I still have to prep for Durant, even though I don't expect it to come. Max special attack modest, and then through the rest into our HP. Thunderbolt, Dazzling Gleam, Grass Knot, U-Turn. U-Turn is specifically because there are so many instances that I need to click U-Turn in, because something like a Marowak or a Quagsire are guaranteed to come in, I can get some chip damage off and go into something else that can help deal with them as well. So I'm not super stressed about it. But I do have the Grass Knot. If Quagsire is his main switch in, I can take that thing out immediately. And if it comes to Marowak being there, well, I just keep U-turning. And I have a Kyogre, and I have a Galarian Moltres, and I have a Regirock. So I think I've got plenty of ways of dealing with the Alolan Marowak. So, but this thing, Specs Thunderbolt, just rips holes through his team. G-Max Corviknight gets demolished by this, which is really good, because G-Max Corviknight's kind of annoying. It's not like the best G-Max, it's just kind of annoying. Like, obviously you can max Knuckle and stuff, but like, without being able to get the max Airstream speed boosts, it's not as great in my opinion. Could be better. Offensively. So, but this thing just nukes so many members of his team. Urshifu especially as well. Darm, it nukes because they're pretty frail. Takes care of Keldeo and pretty much nukes everything else. It's also something that like Ditto, if it wants to try to switch in to take an electric move, does not want to take. If it really wanted, it does not want to take this hit. So yeah, it's really, really strong set against this team, and I'm sure that it's going to put in some work. So I'm looking forward to it. Next up, we have Genkai the Mienshao, Choice Scarf Mienshao with Regenerator, Close Combat, Knockoff, Poison Jab, U-Turn. Pretty straightforward. I needed to be Scarfed so that I could outpace the things like the Urshifu, the Darm, and whatnot, just in case the Scarf Darm. Scarf Darm specifically is something that I need to be faster than because Darmanitan is just destructive. It's so terrifying. Realistically, my team has one thing that could have been a decent switch into it, and I needed it to be in a little bit more of an offensive role this week. So it is unfortunate, but it is what it is. But we got Mienshao. Close Combat, Knockoff, Poison Jab, U-Turn. U-Turn for momentum, Poison Jab so I can hit things like Slurpuffingtons, and the Whimsicott. Knockoff for get rid of items because it's important. And then Close Combat because it hits really, really hard and it should nuke the Urshifu and the Darmanitan effectively. And I love that. I'm sorry I gotta go at a quicker pace. It's 8:53 and I start work in 7 minutes. Next up we have Genbu, the Regirock, Choppleberry, Sturdy, Stealth Rock, Body Press, Thunder Wave, and Iron Defense. Realistically, I would like, in the best case scenario, to be able to get an Iron Defense before having to deal with Darm. Stealth Rock, Body Press. Stealth Rock's good against his team because his hazard removal is not great. His hazard removal is Corviknight. And just Corviknight. Well, I think, and Whimsicott as well, but mostly it's G-Max Corv. Stealth Rocks could be really good against his team. Body Press is pretty much unguarded against him. He has Alola Marowak, but Alola Marowak is not like the best to kind of try to come in and stop a Regirock. Thunder Wave for paralyzing things. Choppleberry is there for like banded Urshifu's Close Combat. I can Thunder Wave it and deal with it appropriately afterwards, so that's pretty cool. And then Iron Defense is to max out our body presses and really mess people up, because we already have really hard-hitting body presses. Imagine a +2 body press with this kind of defense. You don't want to take it. Next up we have Hiei, the Galarian Moltres with the Yachi Berry, Berserk ability, Agility, Fiery Wrath, Air Slash, and Nasty Plot. We have 176 speed, 232 HP, and 100 defense with a bold nature. Basically, the way that this worked out is I believe I calculated this so that with a Choice Scarfed Darmanitan, if it hits me with an Icicle Crash, my Yachi Berry allows me to take just below half. I wanted to make sure I took below half. I went below half. And got my Berserk, and then I get my Agility up, and then I can beat the Darm. Then I beat the Darm. Best case scenario is I get a Nasty Plot up first, before he comes in, right? And then he hits me with the Icicle Crash as I Agility, and then I get to +3 special attack, and I'm at +2 speed. Because at +2 speed, I'm faster than everything. He wouldn't be Scarf Whimsicott. I thoroughly believe he would not be Scarf Whimsicott. So I believe, if I remember correctly, this thing does outspeed at +2. This thing outspeeds a Scarf Keldeo, at least. So that's pretty awesome. So this thing can just run a train on his team, if I can get it set up right, which I think there's plenty of instances where I can definitely do so. So we're definitely going to give that a shot. Last but not least, we have Chew, the Weezing, Sludge Bomb, Will-O-Wisp, Flamethrower, and Haze, with the Neutralizing Gas and Black Sludge. Max HP, max defense, bold nature. This is kind of like a pseudo check to Darmanitan. It's not the best check to Darmanitan, but with it being Neutralizing Gas, Guerrilla Tactics shuts off. So yeah, he can switch moves, but he doesn't get the auto choice band attached to it. So if he's just a Scarf Darm, which will make him not be able to switch moves anymore, If you just Scarf Darm, we tank a hit from him. We just tank the hit, which is really sick. So we force him out. We can fire off a Will-O-Wisp, try to burn him. We have hazes for things like the Corviknight. This thing comes in on Corviknight and just fucks its day up completely. We can just haze in front of it and just pretend it's not there. Why do we have Flamethrower? Is Flamethrower just for Darm? Or is that so we can touch Magnet Zone? I don't think I need Flamethrower here. I think I want Pain Split. I think I want Pain Split. Pain Split, I think, is better here because it allows us to beat the Corv a little bit easier. I mean, well, we Will-O-Wisping it, so it's not going to be doing anything to us, so, even still. But yeah, this thing just kind of beats its physical wand pretty well, aside from Urshifu, but Urshifu is just a pain in the ass always. So we're just going to have to deal with that as it comes along. But that's our team. I got to go to work, so thank you guys for watching. If you guys have enjoyed, make sure to leave a like down below and subscribe if you have not already. Until next time, I am PokePrimer, signing off. Peace!